hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Lions Den podcast. We're here to talk about everything Club Leon, and yeah, I'm. I think I'm just thinking, looking back at the past year and kind of where we were at and doing these episodes, and kind of where we are now with this season started. It's kind of crazy how my moods change and how I'm always looking forward to watch a game now, and I just see it differently. Hope you guys are in the same boat as well. So anybody listening to us via YouTube, please let us know in the comments how you're feeling, and as always, join the conversation, and we'll definitely share your comments on the screen. Gentlemen, Carlos and Louis, how are we feeling after yesterday? And we're top of the table.
Going
I
good.
mean,
Going
forget
good.
about last year or what happened a year ago. I mean, this start is unprecedented in the history of the club. They have never started a season by winning their first 5 games. That has never happened. So I mean, I'm not even thinking about what happened a year ago. Yes, obviously we're in a very different place, but we've never been in this place before. Yeah, I mean, we've had some great seasons. We've had the privilege of covering some really, really good stuff, but nothing like this. So yeah, it's something that you take a step back, you take a moment to reflect upon and think about and really appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, 5 wins in a row. That's impressive. I would have never guessed that we would have this kind of start. It's a historic start too because we broke the record for the most wins in a row to start a season. So um, we're flying high right now, as the title suggests, and I don't know, let's just keep winning. That's all I can say is like let's keep winning.
Just keep winning or just keep swimming?
Keep
No, no,
winning.
no. We're beyond just keep swimming. This
Yeah.
is definitely just keep winning. But as you aptly noted in our private chats, Carlos, we haven't won anything yet. Winning in the regular season in Liga MX means very little, so we have to keep it up. Um, but I mean, I think Liguilla. I mean, unless we have like the most monumental collapse in the history of the league, it's pretty much. I mean, nothing is guaranteed ever, but it's pretty likely that we will be in the Liga MX postseason in some way, shape, or form, whether whether it be play-in or top six or even Super Líderes. I mean, just goes to show we're 3 points off of our entire total for last season in the league, and with the 10 clasificación of 10 teams. It doesn't take more. It really takes more than 21, 22 points to get into the postseason Liga MX. We're already at 15, having less than a third of our season played. So I mean, unless the most epic collapse of all time in the league occurs, I mean, we're going to be playing some kind of postseason. So I mean, it's funny to be thinking this early on in the season, thinking beyond just the next game, like what our goals are for the entire season. When in the past few seasons, we've just been praying that things break right, so that we can just classify. We can just get into a play-in spot, one of the last spots of the clasificación. We're just praying that everything goes our way so that we can just get in. And now we are way beyond that, and it's only match day. We're coming up on match day 6, and our our playoff berth is almost all but guaranteed. So it's a very odd place to be, but a very welcome place to be, I must say.
Yeah, I kind of worry that we have expectations a little too high for ourselves right now. Like we're winning, we're on a winning streak, but everyone's asking like, who's going to stop this team? And I don't know. I mean, I still see little things here and there that I don't like. I think the defense is one of those. Like, imagine if if Pachuca was on point last night, we would have been down 3-1 at the half. But kudos to Poncho Blanco, the the one person out of the whole team that nobody wanted to be on the pitch ends up saving us. But there's still things we need to work on. I don't think we're perfect, even though our record suggests that we are. But let's just keep if you keep winning. I mean, nobody's going to look at how you played or how you won if you keep winning, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's true. Like, we haven't won anything. I think I'm just going off of the feeling of we haven't had this start and we haven't had this feeling in a start of a season for a long time. Obviously, we can look back at, whenever we won 12 consecutive wins, but I mean, we're in just a different everything now. And I do agree with Carlos. I think yesterday could have gone the other way very quickly. And yeah, I mean, I did see on social media, people giving kudos to Poncho Blanco, which I mean, he did deserve it because he did save us. But yeah, defensively, I was really really annoyed. I was really really annoyed because I think there could have been a couple adjustments or something that needs to, be definitely worked on moving forward. But all in all, we did get a win.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, the goalkeeper is part of the game just as much as anybody else is, and sometimes you're going to need your goalkeeper to make big saves for you to see out a match. It's not like, I don't know, I don't really like that mentality of like, oh, if it weren't for the goalkeeper making big saves, we wouldn't have won. Well, yeah, I mean, any team can say that anytime. Sometimes you just need that to happen to get the result to go your way. Um, I don't think anybody has said we've been perfect in terms of our planteamiento, like in terms of the way we've played. We're perfect in the sense that we have, by letter of the law, by the most basic, scoring goals and keeping them out, and finishing the match, finishing 90 minutes with a higher score than your opponent. I mean, the most basic elements, the most basic things that you're asked to do in this sport, we have done perfectly. But that doesn't mean, the game is about a lot more than that, which is why even though we have won 5 straight games, there's still plenty of folks, including many within our own afición, who are, questioning our viability as a real contender because at points we have not looked dominant. We certainly didn't look dominant for most of last night's match, even playing with a man down, or playing a man up, I should say. Even with Pachuca playing with a man down, they controlled, I would say, 65-70% of that match. That's including the first 25-ish minutes of the second half where they're playing a man down until they kind of tired and threw in the towel and took out their big guns like Idrissi and then those guys, and we were able to see out the match. I mean, not without a few scares even there right up till the very, very end. But I mean, no, I don't think anybody's under the delusion or impression we've done everything right to this point. We've done everything right in the most basic of senses. We've won the matches and we've gotten the points. That is really all that, when it comes down to it, that's all that matters. They don't give any awards. They don't give any, there's no prize for playing the prettiest soccer and losing. We haven't played the most dominant or most beautiful soccer to this point, but we've gotten the results. I mean, El Hubiera doesn't exist. El Hubiera, yeah, Pachuca could have scored 3, 4, 5 goals on us, but they didn't. And, we don't have to apologize for getting outplayed when we got the job done and they failed to. I think that's the biggest thing. I'll say Almada, Guillermo probably, and he had us very well scouted. He knew what our weaknesses were, and he tried to exploit them to the best of his ability. We are not. I mean, we're not good at just standing down speedy wingers and strong strikers like Rondon. Like, his hold up play is gonna give guys like Belon and Barreiro fits. They are finesse center backs. They're not, strong, just you are not getting past me kind of center backs. That's not their game. And Chava Reyes, and especially Avion Ramirez, are, seleccionado and what have you, but he is not necessarily the right kind of outside back to go against a stellar winger like Idrissi. Like, I feel like Pachuca especially has certain kind of players that really, really play into our weaknesses, and it was on full display for much of that match. And Almada knew it, and he was relentless. But to our credit, this was supposed to be the prueba de fuego, and it was the prueba de fuego. Even if it was, we passed the test and got the result and got the win. I mean, what can we say? It wasn't easy. We didn't look like a championship contender for lots of that match, but I mean, we got the job done. I understand the sense to call us, the champ just yet because we haven't won anything, but the job done so far. There's really when you're 5 out of 5, 15 points out of 15 possible. It's really, really. I mean, yes, you can nitpick. That's what we're here for. We're not here to be Pollyannas and homers. We're here to nitpick and find where we can improve. But it's really, really hard to nitpick when you've won 5 out of 5 and you get all 15 points. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Yeah, I get that, but I think we're, of course, at the end of the day, we won, but there is stuff that needs to be worked on, especially closing out games. With Carlos has mentioned it, and I totally agree. Like, just closing out games will be vital for us in Ligia. Like, that to me is like the biggest thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Oh, for sure.
for me, like, I don't know if Louis called it out a few games ago, but like, it's not a good thing that every game goes down to the wire and we have to actually park the bus in order to get the win. But if that's how you have to win, that's not a I mean, that's not a bad strategy. Like if you think back to when we won our last title with Nacho Ambriz, they asked him, after his second run at in the finals when we actually won it. This was after we lost to Tigres in 2019. They asked him like, "What'd you do different this time?" And he was like, "I learned how to close out games." So you have to learn how to close out games in this league, especially during the playoffs. And so I think it's not good that we've been closing out games in this manner to start the season. But man, it's gotten us a 5-game winning streak, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, every win has been by one goal, and all but one of the 5 matches has been by a 2-1 scoreline, which I find interesting. But yeah, I mean, I think that learning how to close out games, that's something that can get better as the season progresses. It's about still finding chemistry. I mean, most of our heavy hitters this season are, well, not most, but I mean, a good chunk of the players we're counting on to bring this home are new incorporations, players who have never played for Leon or haven't played in Liga MX before. Remember that Toto Berrizzo this is his first full season as a manager, both for Leon and in Liga MX. These guys are still learning, they're still adapting. The talent is there, which is why we're seeing out these matches. Well, which is why we're taking early leads and then have the ability to see out these matches. The talent is there, the ability is there. But I mean, certain things you kind of have to learn and adapt and develop along the way. And I think learning how to close out matches is one of those things. And I think that definitely has a possibility to get better as we go along. I mean, I would certainly like to be at least once in a situation where we don't have to worry about it so much, where we get up by 2 or 3 goals. We first of all, we score more than 2 goals in a match. We haven't scored more than 2 goals in a match in any of these 5 wins. Let's get 3 or 4. We could have had, yeah, everybody's saying Pachuca could have scored 4 or 5. I mean, Leon could have scored at least 3 or 4. Also last night they had a couple of, especially in that second half, they had a couple of really good chances that fell by the wayside. So start putting those away. Put away your chances in the second half, especially when you get them. Go up 3-1, 4-1, 3-0, whatever it might be, and then you don't have to worry about it so much. Then closing out the game becomes a lot easier and a lot less stressful. I mean, part of the stress is when you're only up by 1. I mean, you're trying so hard not to screw up. You're very much playing not to lose. And I mean, there's a lot of ways we can get better at this. We can just lock down defensively. We can figure out who needs to be on the pitch first of all. The right subs to make. Who are the right players to close out the matches? Lock down defensively. Clean up our marking. And also put away our own chances. The best defense is a good offense. When you have the chance to blow somebody out, just do it. Expand the lead when you have the chance to do so. We won't be so nervous at the end of all these matches.
Yeah, I mean, especially when we score right in the beginning in the past couple of matches, and you just expect more, right? You expect more goals. You expect them to,
Mhm.
not fall to the same situation in these past couple of games. But yeah, I mean, I think we've always been very critical, and especially in the Leon bad times. But I think it's also good to be critical even in the good times, because there's always ways that we can improve. And I think so far so good. I mean, Atlas, Juarez, Chivas, Mazatlan, Pachuca. It's kind of a mix of, you know, a bit all over the place. Teams, obviously, Atlas had a new coach, Juarez had a new coach, Chivas también. But yeah, it's just very interesting to be up high. It's very
Yeah,
cold up there. We've been very low on the
yeah.
table.
It's been an incredible start to the season, and I mean, those of us who stayed on the boat, like we deserve this because there's a lot of people who were quitting on us. Like even we felt like we didn't want to pod anymore. Like como que no dan ganas. Like we're so bad. Like I don't even want to talk about this club. But we're back. We're back now, and it's incredible to see how everyone is convinced about this club. Like even the players themselves, you can tell by just the way they go out there and play as hard as they do. You can tell that they're convinced by the idea of playing for Berizzo. Like it's incredible to see like this with you would never see this kind of effort for any of our like previous two coaches. Um, yeah, I mean it's incredible to see. Let's just enjoy it while we can, and let's hope that we can go pretty far this season.
Nah, the early stages of Larcamon, you would have seen this. Not by the end of it, though.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely
the
not
end
for
of
Baba.
it. Definitely. Yeah,
Baba who? I totally forgot about him, to be
what
honest. I
happened to
mean,
that
it's
guy?
just, I
I mean,
don't
I
know,
know. I
but
mean, it's
it's just
like
a blur.
it's like his whole existence, his whole regime, his whole time with the club. It's like it never existed because
Yeah.
nothing of this sort would have been possible with him anywhere near the reins of this team. So it's like he's not even, yeah.
Yeah,
But
let's just
Carlos, I
forget
don't know.
about
I'll
him.
push back on saying we're back. I'll push back a little bit on saying we're back. We never left. We never left. We were here.
We
We
did,
were.
Louis. We were trash.
No. I'm talking about us. The fans. We were here. We were supporting the entire time.
Sorry.
It's not like no. The club itself definitely disappeared for a time from relevance, from respectability and relevance. Absolutely. No, but those of us who are passionate about this club, we were here the whole time. We were never left. I say that because now I go to the match, especially the away matches, and I'm wearing my Leon gear. I'm wearing my James jersey, and people, they want to talk like, "Oh, you came to see James, right?" And I'm like, "Hell no, I came to see Club Leon. James is just part of Club Leon. I came to see Club Leon like I've been doing the entire time that I haven't missed. I've missed like 5 matches in 8 years or whatever, 9 years, whatever it is." And no, I'm not here to see James. I mean, I'm happy to watch James play for my club, but I'm not here to see just him. I didn't jump on the bandwagon when James joined my team. I'm not like all these Mazatlan fans complaining about how they couldn't get tickets because they wanted to see James. Like, you're not here to see, you shouldn't be here to see James in the first place. You should be here to see your club, So
No, but what can you
it's a little bit
expect? It's
annoying
Mazatlan,
that,
though.
No, I know. But like, no, the hotel guy in Pachuca, I walked out, I had him bring me my car so I could drive back to Guanajuato today. And, I'm wearing my Leon jacket, and he's like, "Oh, you came to see James, right?" And I'm like, "No, bro. I came to see Club Leon, just like I've come to this city to see Club Leon, however, 5 or 6 times before. And no, no. I've been here the whole time. I never left. The people who are just jumping on the bandwagon now, or that they only go to the stadium to see James or not their team or our team or whatever. No, we've been here the whole time. The past ones we never left. Now, whether our club deserved that loyalty is another question, but we
That's a good way to put
we've been
it.
here the whole time.
Yeah, so I double checked our I know for the Mazatlan game we didn't give our scoreboards because we forgot about that one, but I double checked, and actually I've only got 3 out of the 4 scoreboards. I thought I got the Chivas one, but I looked back and I had said 3-1, not 2-1. So my bad.
Wait, but there's been 5 games, right?
Mm.
So like, how many have you actually hit?
Actually, hold up. I hit 4 out of the 5. Sorry, 4 out of the 5. So the only one I got wrong was the Chivas one by a goal.
So you're keeping track. So how are we doing? How are me and you doing?
So Hold up.
I don't think I've
Wait,
gotten a
we
single
didn't.
one.
We didn't. So for the Atlas Leon, Carlos said 2-0, Luis said 3-1. It was 2-1. So none of y'all. Juarez Leon, Carlos said 2-1, Luis said 3-1. I said 1-0. The Chivas won. Carlos said 1-0, Luis said 2-0. I said 3-1, and it was 2-1. That's the one I got wrong. And then the Pachuca won. Carlos said 3-1, Luis said 1-0, and I said 2-1.
Yeah.
1, 2,
It would have
Yeah,
been
I
Actually,
thought
3-1.
I
It
thought
would
it
have
was
been
gonna be a
3-1
I thought it was gonna be a rock fight.
Did you guys see that very beautiful
I
pass
thought it
from
was gonna
James
be
to Ivan?
yeah. That's the one the one I'm saying should have been 3. That one absolutely should have been 3, and
That would have been on the
it
highlight reel.
required an excellent save from Carlos Moreno, Moreno on Moreno. It required an excellent save from Moreno on Moreno to keep it from being 3-1. That one definitely should have been 3-1. Yeah, that's the thing. Like there were people who clearly don't know what they're watching for who were saying James didn't even travel to Pachuca. He didn't even do anything in the game. And I'm like, bro, there are at least 3 or 4 passes he makes in every single game he plays that no one else in the league would be capable of making. Whether they turn
period.
into goals or not, that depends on the people on the receiving end. But James makes his presence felt in every game. I mean, he's very crafty. He's like Chapo Montes on steroids. He only runs when he has to, and he's in there. Sometimes you won't notice him for little bits and pieces, but all he needs is a split second to make just the most world class play you'll ever see. And that one for Ivan Moreno, like nobody else, I'm telling you, nobody else in the league can make that pass. And if Ivan finished, which he really, really should have, if Ivan finishes that, we're talking about the assist of the week in the league, but he didn't finish it. So, James didn't do anything. He wasn't even there. I don't know what it is about not just opposing fan bases, but just the media in general. They're desperate to crap on this James signing and say that he's not doing anything for us and that he's not really making a difference just because he's playing for Leon.
Exactly.
And they would have liked for him to join, I don't know, a more reflectores, a more mediático team. And it's just that's just the stuff that we as Leon fans just have to bite the bullet. We just have to swallow our pride and deal with. We realize that that's how it's going to be. They're not going to want him to succeed for us because it's us. We're the equipo incómodo. And so, I mean, unless he scores a hat trick every game or has 3 or 4 assists or whatever, this gets on the score sheet in some way, they're going to say James isn't doing anything. And that's just not true, man. Dude played 90 minutes. And just the attention he draws, because every opposing defense, when they play us, they're like, no, anyone else can beat us, but not James. So just the attention he draws.
It was a sellout,
that's
right?
why it was a sellout. It was a packed house, which I hadn't seen in Pachuca probably since the semifinal in 2016, where where Elias scored the wonder goal, but we lost.
Yeah.
But we lost. You remember which? I think that was the only time I ever seen that place sold out. But yeah, like he's making his mark. He draws his attention. Why do you think? What? I don't remember the name of the player who got the red card, but why do you think he goes in for an entrada like that? He goes in for an entrada like that because he doesn't want James to beat him. And that's part of it. Even if it's not, I mean, it's in the back of his mind when he's making that tackle, that careless, reckless tackle. Anybody but James, the attention he draws allows the rest of our players to flourish. It opens up space for them because they're so worried about James. So even if he's not doing anything himself, he's making an impact.
Yeah, and he took those cleats to the back of the head, which was like, I mean, if you guys listen to the broadcast here in the US, they were saying like, oh no, that's not a red, that's not a red. I was like, what? And everybody was like, all the fans were like, how does that not a red?
It
Like,
was
on
a
Dubi Carlos,
a
everybody was
TUDN.
saying it was a red. Yeah, over here because over here
But
it's
on
on Dubi, so I was
TUDN.
watching it. Yeah, I know. But I'm
over
saying,
here they were like,
but
no,
I'm
it's not a red.
and I was gonna ask you that, like, were they saying that? Because I kept saying that, and I'm like, how is it not a red? Like, are you guys blind or are you guys full of jealousy at this point?
I mean, their reasoning
It's
was
more the
that
latter.
the player didn't see him, and
No,
that was their reasoning. And I'm like, you can't, even if you don't see him, like you can't have your foot that high up, like You
I
know?
think it was a careless mistake. I mean,
Well, and
it's
some are saying that he made slight contact with the ball first, also, which he did, but it doesn't matter. I mean, that's a reckless play.
yeah, it's
And
very
I,
reckless
I
of
hate
him.
when they talk about, it wasn't intentional. It doesn't have to be intentional for the rule to apply. The same goes for a penalty, like a handball in the area. Oh, he didn't mean to. It doesn't matter. Sometimes, whether it's intentional or not, intention is not part of the. Is not. Sometimes it is. It's not always part of the ruling. I mean, that's a red, whether it was intentional or not. That's just the way it is. That's the rules of the game.
Do you guys think that James is getting the superstar treatment? And it's okay to say yes, because we've never had this kind of caliber player, but we know that this league likes to protect its superstars, like Iñak, for example. But do you guys think
But
James is
Gignac
getting that superstar
Carlos is
treatment?
Tigres. Gignac is Tigres. My beloved Ramos will be Rayados. And like, it's like, this is James in Club Leon. In Club Leon, a lot of teams don't like, and they always screw us up. So
Yeah, but
I
I think
want to
it's in the
say
best interest.
no.
No, no,
I think
no.
it's in
But
the best
no.
interest
I
of the
say
league to
yes.
have us reach the playoffs, or at least,
I
you
say
know, like we're
yes. I
selling out.
say
We're
I
selling
say
out.
yes. At least I say yes for what I was saying before. Like our opponents, whoever we play, has it out for him. They very, very, very much do not want him to beat them. So they go in a little harder on the tackles. They cover him a little bit tougher. They're and the referees are aware of that. The referees aren't. They're not robots. They know who this guy is. They're probably a little bit starstruck to share a field with him too. To be quite frank, I mean, to be quite honest with you, like everybody who shares the pitch with him is a little bit starstruck. And yes, it is Leon. We are the equipo incómodo, and nobody has our best interests at heart. But they know who James Rodriguez is, and they know that our opponents are going to have it out for him, and they're going to go after him hard. And I do think they are protecting him a little bit in that sense because they know what they have with him. If he misses time, that does the league no good. The only reason the Huracan was sold out last night was because of him. It wasn't because of Pachuca, and it wasn't because of Leon. It was because of James. That was the only reason a midweek 9 p.m. Wednesday night match in Pachuca was completely sold out. It was because of James, and the league has to. I mean, they have to be a little bit wary and conscious of that.
Patty, you don't believe he's getting the superstar treatment?
No, I don't. I mean, I respect y'all's opinion, and I understand what you guys mean and what you guys are saying. I think until I see something like very obvious, and that I think objectively, I'm like, no, like no manches, like that's then I will say something. But I mean, I don't see it right now. Like I said, if it comes up as something very evident for me and I see objectively that I'm like, you know what? Like, yeah. But I mean, so far, no. I mean, we have a comment that says, I think the red card could have been a yellow if it wasn't James Montiel won the ball. I don't think
No, he did
so.
not
I
win the
don't
ball.
think
He did
so.
not win the
Well,
ball. He grazed the ball with his toe accidentally. He did not win the ball. That's a stretch.
Yeah, that's not winning possession. That's just you made contact with the ball.
I think he made contact
He
with the
made
ball.
contact with
I
the
think it
ball
was a
from
very
yeah.
careless way to do it. And even if it was any other Leon player, that still would have been a red card. It didn't matter if it was James
Yeah,
to me.
absolutely.
That would have been a red card. Period.
Absolutely. Completely disagree with that take. Yeah.
I think they called the exact same play. I think it was last season. I think I want to say America versus Tijuana or something like that. Somebody, I think on Fidalgo. Somebody like, or was it Cruz Azul? Um, Somebody on Fidalgo, like he had his foot like way up. And I think hit him near the face somewhere, and he was thrown out immediately. So I'm like, at least they're calling it the same in every game, you know?
But you know what the problem is with Liga MX is that every season, every different game, like the criteria is so different per game, and then you can see like that's what pisses me off. Like it's not like, oh, we've had such a great like objective league with like objective rules that apply the same way to everybody in every game. Like no, they don't. No, they
Yes,
don't.
yes.
You know?
There was a play last night where like one of the Pachuca players swung his arm and hit one of our players in the face, and we were like, "Hey, wait a minute! That's the same thing that Cisneros did at Mazatlan, and he got sent off.
He
Like,
got
why
sent
is the
off.
VAR
Yeah.
not interfering here? Like, what's going on?"
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you. Like, there's no balance there. There's no like, you know.
Yeah. It's really frustrating.
Yeah.
With that stuff. But yeah, unlucky for. I mean, it sucks for Diaz Montiel because I do enjoy watching him play, but very very careless of him to do that. Um, but yeah, I mean, in the end, we won. Speaking about that, I haven't told you guys because I've been waiting to say it on the pod. But I ordered a James jersey, right?
Wow.
So I went with a white one, because obviously they've been winning with white. And the more I saw it, I was like, you know what? I'm going for the white one, right? So I ordered the white one. Literally 3 days later, it arrives, right? And the weird thing is that I never got like a tracking number or anything like that. It just like showed up at my door, right? So I'm so excited. I open the jersey, and tell me why. I'm gonna see if I can share the screen because I was just like, what am I receiving right now? Um, let me see. Share. So I open it, and I get this paper. This paper. Do you guys see
Wait,
it?
wait. What?
That's it.
No, I get that paper with the
Oh,
jersey that's blank.
okay.
So I
Oh.
open it, and the first thing I saw was his jersey, and because I actually called my mom because I was like, I want my mom to see it when I open it. I open it and I turn the back, and I'm like, why is it blank? And then I stick my hand in the package, and I get this stupid paper, and I'm like, this is a joke, right? Like, there
That's
is
so funny.
no way this is happening to me. I was so disappointed, and I like immediately called Charlie, and I was like, look, I just received it. I already took all these pictures, and I was on hold for like a good 30 minutes, and I'm like, if they don't answer, I'm gonna blast them on like X and like at them for someone to contact me because this is unacceptable, right? So I finally got a hold of a lady, and then I explained the situation. She's like, "What do you mean the paper?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's a paper that with the drawn jersey on it, it just says James." She's like,
Wow.
"But the jersey doesn't have James." No, I'm like, so I'm wondering, is this a joke or something? Because what is this? So she apologized, gave me a return label. That same day, I like sent it back, and I got an
Now
email
you're waiting.
today that they shipped a new one. So fingers crossed they shipped the right one with James on the back. Because yeah, that was my story time.
Well, speaking
Man.
of jerseys, I'm a little annoyed too because so last night I wore the gray one. I wore my gray jersey to coincide with the team using the gray jersey for the first time. I already have the James estampado on my gray jersey with the regular white tipografia that they use on the green ones. Um, and much to my chagrin, much to my disappointment, I noticed that the tipografia that they were using on the jerseys last night was different. It's different. It's and the letter the numbers are a little bit wider and a little bit bigger, and the font is different. And I'm annoyed. My James gray Charlie jersey does not have the same tipografia as the gray jersey that they used for the first time. I don't know if they're going to use that same typography on that jersey for the entire season or if it was just this once. Because I believe Pachuca was also using their special edition
Yeah.
third kits. Obviously both clubs are Charlie, and both clubs came out with the limited edition third kit. So it was a great opportunity for Charlie to do some publicity by having both clubs use them. But the font was different, guys. I'm a stickler. I'm a stickler for that sort of thing. I don't want to have a different font on the jersey than the one that is used in the pitch. I'm annoyed, and I'm annoyed to the point where I might have to buy another one so that I can take it to my guy and have him put the right one on.
Wow. Terrible luck. Maybe I shouldn't order one.
No, order one. Do order one. Maybe because I'm in Mexico, they screwed with mine, but
Yeah.
who
I
knows?
think it's just that demand is so high that they're just like pumping them out, boom, 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 get them out there, and like whatever they look like, even if the numbers are crooked.
or with no
Nah.
number or no name on it like mine. I was really pissed when I
Yeah,
opened
because
it.
you got the short sleeve, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking about the long sleeve. What do you guys think about the long sleeve? Is it comfortable? Is it too warm?
I think it
I've
looks
had some long
nice.
sleeves. I don't know. Well, I mean, I have the long sleeve that I have the Mundial de Clubes one. That's
Mm.
that was only sold in a long sleeve version. Yeah.
I think the long sleeve, especially if you're getting the James on it, like it's like it just
The
looks
long
really
sleeve,
cool because he's the playmaker, so it's like the
yeah,
long sleeve goes with them.
the long sleeve white
Um,
one.
Yeah.
and it's not that much more because
Honestly, I
I was
wish they
debating on getting the long sleeve, and I asked Tom, and I'm like, you know what, like no, I'll do a short sleeve. So that's what I did.
though I wish they had come out with a short sleeve one for the Mundial de Clubes because it was really, really hot in Saudi Arabia.
I didn't think they. I didn't think they thought about that when they came out with it.
I don't think they thought like 50 of us were gonna go over there and wear it there. Yeah.
Or they should have like given y'all like a short sleeve version just for the people that went over there. That would have been like a
I
cool
mean,
thing.
maybe I could have gotten one if I'd really bugged, Ronald, the utilero, about it, but I didn't.
Wait, somebody
I
said
don't want
they
to bug him
actually
too
had
much.
the short sleeve ones, right?
Who?
Yeah, there's a few of them out there in the
I think
wild.
the players got them
Oh yeah,
for the
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
you
yeah,
games.
yeah.
had said
Yeah,
Carlos.
players got them for the games and then just handed them out to fans or maybe kept them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I do know that James was when he did his photo shoots, like when he first came to join the club, he wore that gray jersey, and they had the regular white font that they use for the green jersey. So I'll stick with that. That'll be my mental picture.
Anything to keep you away from buying a whole nother jersey, Louis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not till next
So,
season. Not, I'm sure they're going to come out with a new one for the next Mundial de Clubes, and also for just. I mean, we're due for new jerseys next season, so
well, I really wonder what the Mundial de Clubes one will look like.
yeah. I mean, hopefully it looks similar to the one we already had, or similar to what they came out with for Pachuca when they did that Intercontinental Cup that they
Yeah,
or
the Pachuca
whatever that
one
was that
was
they played in.
legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that they had when they played in Qatar, wherever it was.
Yeah, can't wait
Yeah.
to get that one.
We shall wait and see. Let's see. Do you guys watch any other Liga MX games in the weekend?
Over the weekend. Well, I watched
Yeah.
Pachuca Atlas just to make sure they didn't get the win, so that we would have a chance well, we would have anyway, but so that they wouldn't be tied on points with us before yesterday's match.
Yeah.
And I think that might have been. Oh, I watched part of Toluca Tigres.
Hmm.
Yeah, Toluca
It
won
was
that one
nice
at
to
the
see.
very last minute.
Nice to see Tigres go down. Also, side note, nice to see Tigres go down in leg one of their Conca Champions opener last night against Real Esteli, who also won their opening leg against America 1 year ago in Conca Champions. So props to Real Esteli from Nicaragua for beating two of Liga MX's most annoying teams in Conca Champions, and at least in the home leg. I'm sure they will not see that result out through leg two, but here's a little good juju for Real Esteli to not lose to Tigres in the Volcan next week or whenever the return leg is.
Yeah. Friday, obviously our game Mazatlan Leon. Then I did
Oh, I
end up
didn't. Also, I
watching
think
Xolos Cruz Azul.
yeah, I think Chivas is playing in Conca Champions now
Yeah, they
in
were
the same
losing
stadium
1-0.
that we played in Dominican Republic in 2023, where Cruz Azul also played a couple of days ago against a different club from Haiti. But Chivas is playing against Cibao, which is the team that actually plays in that stadium, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, they're losing 1-0. I was watching when they
Good.
scored. They scored on them like the very
Good.
first minute.
Awesome.
And then
Awesome.
Pumas is playing at 9, so we'll see how they do.
We
Yeah, I
need to get
completely
back
forgot
into that
about
cup.
Conca Champions. Yeah, like
Yeah,
I realized all these games were happening. It was like, it would be awesome if we were in it this year or in this time. You
Yeah,
know,
imagine.
with James. Yeah.
But
I mean,
maybe
at
those
least we'll
games
have
I'd
him
be a bit
for
like wary that they might injure James with those
Yeah.
teams.
at least we'll have him for league stuff, right?
No. Yeah, I would imagine so.
We'll have him
Well,
for
No,
the Gold
no. Can you
Cup and then
imagine
league
a
stuff.
club from Guatemala or Honduras or Nicaragua or Haiti or Dominican Republic sharing a pitch with James? No, they'd be completely starstruck.
they would, but they wouldn't care when they were playing. They would probably try and injure them.
That's true. That's true.
Let's see. Oh yeah, America won against Juarez. What's new? Chivas and Querétaro drawing 1-1. That was a very
Oh, I watched that
weird
game too. Yeah, of course, I watched that game. That was a great game. That was an amazing game.
I didn't watch that one. I missed it.
No, there's Pachuca Atlas,
one was-
Monterrey Necaxa, Toluca Tigres, Puebla, and Santos. I mean, that I was like, who's gonna want to watch that? It's
Oof.
like horrible.
Santos is I said this in the chat. Santos is a dumpster fire. I'm sorry.
and they will
Yeah,
continue to
Santos
be a dumpster fire.
They're bad.
They're really bad.
Like, I'm looking at the table. We have 15 points out of 15, and I'm looking down at Santos way down at the bottom there. 0 out of 15. 0.
Yep.
Not even one draw.
They may not
Nope.
win this season.
No, they'll probably continue to end up down there. So that's what they deserve at this
But
point.
like, see, that's the thing about the league is like, there's no punishment. I mean,
Well, that's
there's
the
a financial
thing.
punishment, but like, they don't get to go down to second division, and like, we should have that.
Exactly. You know why? Because Atlas hasn't won either, and Santos hasn't won. And what those are the two teams that are owned by you know who.
You know
who's-
who?
by you know who took out the relegation. So it's not surprising.
But Atlas has like 4 draws though.
They haven't won. They haven't won.
They haven't won. They have not won.
They have not.
But no.
Well, let's see. It's Viernes Botanero games tomorrow. Typical Querétaro San Luis, Necaxa Santos, both at 7. Take your pick if you want to watch either of those.
Querétaro
Oh,
sounds
man.
more appealing.
Querétaro San Luis. I mean, everybody's waiting with bated breath for that one.
I'm watching Necaxa del Arcamón to trash Santos. I guess.
Yeah, he's not doing so hot.
Puebla América tomorrow at 9. That should be interesting.
Go Puebla.
Puebla América.
And then Saturday, Tigres Atlas, with same time as León Toluca, and also Juárez Monterrey. Cruz Azul Pachuca, also Saturday. Sunday, you can take your pick. You watch the Super Bowl or you can watch Pumas Mazatlan.
Wait, the Super Bowl?
No, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think they don't overlap.
I didn't even know. there
Yeah,
was a
they're at the
Super Bowl.
same time.
They are? What time is Pumas Mazatlan?
6.
Oh, okay. So they're not doing the high noon start anymore.
Well, because Pumas is playing right now. They're going to play right now at 9 in the Cup. So
Oh, okay.
they had to
Yeah,
move
yeah,
the
yeah,
game
yeah,
to
yeah.
a later. Yeah. And
I'm gonna
then
watch-
Yeah, I see.
I'm gonna watch the football game. I'll let you guys decipher that one.
Yeah, I'll probably
can
watch
have
the
it
Super
on
Bowl
a-
also.
Well, I'll watch the Super Bowl, but I'll have it on the computer or something. And then Chivas Xolo Sunday late night at 9. They also play Sunday because since they're playing right now in the Cup, so 2 games on Sunday. But yeah, so Toluca just came from winning 1-0. So how are we feeling looking at another game at home? I saw ticket prices. They are a bit less than the Juarez one, which is understandable because that Juarez was the first home game. But I'm assuming a packed house, Louis. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean those ticket prices come with an asterisk because there are so few seats available in general. Almost the entire stadium is sold for Fierabonos, and so I mean it makes sense that they're going to put that kind of price on the very few seats that are available. The people who really want them are going to pay that, just because I mean the demand is so high and the supply is so low. So, I mean, I expect to see prices like that for the few open seats that are available for the rest of the season. Yeah, I expect a packed house. I mean, if it was a packed house for Juarez, a packed house for Chivas, that was midweek. Toluca, I mean, that's a high profile opponent. I mean, they were saying that this match against Pachuca was a prueba de fuego. I see this Toluca match, especially now that we won the match against Pachuca and we're riding high. And every team wants to be the team that takes us down now and makes us drop our first points. And if anyone is capable of, I mean, Toluca is as capable of that as any team. I mean, they are a strong club. They have players who can exploit our weaknesses as well, obviously. Yeah, this isn't for me. This is another prueba de fuego, just as much as the one against Pachuca was. And I really don't want our first points drop to be at home. I mean, we need to be. It's amazing. Five matches, 5 wins, and 3 of those have been on the road, which is great. What do we get? 1 win, 1 road win all of last season at Juarez. I think that was the only one. Unless I'm forgetting something, I think that was the only one. And now we've already got 3. I've had to do 3 victory dances already in the season. I only did 1 the entirety of last year. So, yeah. But I think this is definitely going to be a packed house. The feria is over, so hopefully the traffic won't be as bad. But I do expect the stadium to be full. Absolutely. And I expect it to be a good game. And I really want another Leon win. I don't want to drop points at home. And I think if we beat Toluca, we show a little bit better maybe control of the, if we have a little bit more strength of the match than we did against Pachuca, I think that will go a way to ease people's fears about what the ceiling of our team is, I would say.
Yeah, I don't think this team has reached its full potential yet. Like I think we're figuring it out as we go, but we're also winning. As
Oh,
we
it
go,
absolutely
which is
happens.
like the best. It's the best combination. If you can win as you go and then try to fix things here and there, that's the best combination. But I don't think we've reached our ceiling yet, and I think maybe by mid-season would be a good time to give an assessment. But I mean, right now we're looking good, but there's still a few loose screws that we need to tighten up. But yeah, I expect it to be a good game. Like Toluca never comes into our house and disappoints. It's always a good game against them.
Yeah, and I feel like I agree with Louis. I think this is just another test. I know we are home, but it's still another test such against a Toluca who has really good quality players. So whatever can be improved yesterday, they need to improve it for Saturday, especially that back line. I mean, I don't know if Avion needs to be moved or someone else, but like something needs to be restructured in the lineup, in the defensive line, anyways, on Saturday. But yeah, that's that's my thinking. I'm looking at the schedule. So home to Toluca, away at San Luis, away at America, home to Tigres, and then by Jornada 10, we're home to Xolos. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in those next 5 games, yeah.
We're playing some
Could
pretty
we be stopped in those just looking in those 5 games? Could we be stopped?
Yeah, that America Tigres doble jornada is going to be a brutal one.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
That's too important.
I would
games
really
in 3
like
days.
to see us take I'd like to see us take care of business at home on Saturday against Toluca, and then next Sunday at San Luis. San Luis is also a dumpster fire. Nothing like the team that made that run last season. They're not doing well. So I would like to see us take care of business at home against Toluca. Away at San Luis, get those wins. Be sitting on 21 points after 7 matches. Practically be classified for play-in already. And then whatever happens in the America Tigres after that is butter.
True, but I really, really, especially those 2 teams that are on my top hate list. I really want us to
Oh,
beat
absolutely.
them.
Absolutely. Especially Tigres at home, we should be looking to win that game. But
Yeah.
that doble jornada away at America,
Yeah.
that one's gonna be super tough.
That will be
Yeah. But
quite the match.
I
if I
am
had to pick,
I am
if I
planning
had
on
to pick, I'll take the America
attending that
one.
match. However I got to do it. I'm planning on attending that match, making my appearance for the first time in 6 years at Estadio Ciudad de los Deportes. That should be fun.
What were you saying, Carlos?
I was gonna say, like, if I had to pick which game to win, it's the America game, like easily,
Yeah.
because they're also on this like stretch of wins, and everybody's saying who's gonna stop them and who's gonna, and it's like, well, don't count us out. We may be that team that. I mean, we may be undefeated going into their house, and they may be undefeated receiving us. So, like,
Yeah.
that could be like the game of the season.
It'll be a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, I mean that is a
That's true.
tough doble jornada game, and if it was up to me, I'd rather lose the next 2 games and win those 2 games. I just don't want to lose against
Sure,
America.
sure.
I can already
I mean,
hear through the N. I don't want to lose against Tigres. They already get on my nerves, the fans as it is. So it's like, if destiny was like that, and they said, "What do you want? What do you want, Karina? What do you want your Leon to do these next?" That's what I would say. Right? Anything can happen, but
Sure. No, I get that for
Yeah.
sure.
One game at a time. Let's just one game at a time. One
Carlos
game
is
at a
like,
time. Like we're looking too far into the future. Let's just focus on this next
we
game.
are Carlos, but I
'cause
don't want to lose against America. I really don't. I can't stand them.
We'll talk about that next week.
Fair enough.
Right?
Shout out to Sene Lole. We haven't seen you. Thanks for stopping by. Leon can beat Toluca, Pachuca's hardest team, and Toluca, but Leon needs to play better than the last game. Yes, they need to. close
I,
that.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But Toluca's a dangerous team
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I mean, they
And
they
they're
they
they're
won
not
1-0 against Tigres, and that was a good play.
and
Yeah,
But
but they
Tigres is
also
on a
who knows what
downfall.
who knows what starting lineup we're gonna put out, because I mean the Toluca's coming in fully rested.
Yeah.
That's true.
We're coming in having played 4 matches in 2 weeks. So
That's true. But I mean, Toluca also
we'll
lost to
see.
Mazatlan 2-1. So
Yeah.
like
That's true,
anything
they
can
did.
happen with them. And they also lost a couple key players. But they still I mean, they're still pretty strong, but I don't see them as strong as like, Pachuca. Pachuca's loaded, man. Like
No,
they're
Pachuca
good.
was. Yeah, that's why
Pachuca's
yesterday I
loaded.
was hesitant. I was like,
Pachuca's
"Ooh,
really
what, could
good.
it be a 2-2? Like, it's gonna be like a tough
Yeah.
battle." But I mean, yeah, that match was crazy. Said miss you guys. We do too. Stop by.
Oh,
Stop by more often, man.
We changed our platform. Also in other news, since Leon's like, you know what, we're going to Mundial de Clubes, we're gonna get James. Monterrey said, okay, let me do the same, but let me go get Sergio Ramos, which became official today. And Leon plays at home the last game of the
okay.
jornada against Monterrey. So that'll be a very interesting matchup
Mm.
to see in general.
That's a discussion. That's a discussion to be had. I feel like partially because it's Monterrey and they always want to put the shine on the Monterrey clubs. Like all the meaners saying, "Oh, Sergio Ramos is the best signing Liga MX has ever made, even better than James." And I'm like, is he?
No.
He's gonna be like 40. You know?
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I know, Kari, you are a diehard Madridista, and you must have a soft spot for Sergio Ramos. And I have nothing against Sergio Ramos. He's an all-time great player, but at this stage of his career, and all things equal, is he really a better signing than James? Let alone the best signing of all time,
No.
which I still think is Ronaldinho. I still think the best signing of all time is Ronaldinho. Even over James. But I don't think Sergio Ramos at this stage of his career is a better signing than James. I don't think that's a hot take. I'm not just saying that because of homerism. I think James is a better signing. He's still in the prime of his career. Sergio Ramos is not.
Was Ronaldinho in his prime?
No,
Ronaldinho was like 33 or 34.
I think he was 34.
Okay. Okay, well, let's say James wins the title and he does a great job in Club World Cup, and then he comes back next season, follows it up with another title. Does that make him number one over Ronaldinho
Yes.
as the best signing?
Yes.
Because Ronaldinho
Yeah.
never won anything.
Yeah.
No,
He
he
got to a
did
final.
lead Querétaro. He led Querétaro to a final,
To
and
a
that's a club that
final.
does not make finals.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I think I
Okay.
just Ronaldinho. I put him on a like soccer god scale, so it's just like, and because at the end of the day, yeah, it was a shock that he came to Querétaro, if any
Yeah.
all Liga MX teams. But you're right, he didn't win anything. But I was thinking the same thing. If James wins a title, and maybe exactly what Carlos said, he would be number one best signing.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a Madridista by heart. I love Sergio Ramos. Like, always have and always will. I think it's interesting just because yes, he is later in his career, but even then, I know he hasn't played in a team since last summer, but even where he was playing at Valencia, he still played a lot of games. So if anything, it would be interesting what he adds to this team. I'm not expecting like, his prime Real Madrid days. I'm not, but I do expect some like just like James, James tiene el toque, tiene la visión, tiene, he's very crafty. So I'm
Yeah.
expecting defensively something that Ramos adds to Monterrey, as they do need some defensive wisdom, defensive experience there that they have lacked. So I'm excited just
But
because.
I think you still can expect the best from James though. He's coming out. A few months ago, he was MVP of the Copa America.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
playing
yeah,
his
yeah.
best ball just a few months ago. I mean, I just think it's different.
Yeah. He's different.
Yeah, it is
He's a
different.
baller.
Yeah, it is different. But I'm not discrediting that in his own way. Ramos could add something to Monterrey. I'm
Dude,
not
like,
discrediting that
Also,
at all.
it was Sevilla, not Valencia. I'm a Valencia fan,
Sorry,
so yeah,
Sevilla.
yeah.
I would have loved to
Yeah,
have him in
Sevilla.
Valencia, but it was Sevilla.
Sorry.
Dude, if we went out,
Yeah.
if our club went out and signed
which
Pepe at
was
his
his
41
boyhood club.
years of age, I
He
wouldn't be mad at that.
he himself is from Sevilla. Yeah.
If we signed who, Carlos?
If we signed Pepe, who like showed out in the Euros, I don't know if you guys watched the Euros, but he was showing
Yes.
out. Like he was
Yeah.
running against like 20-year-old kids, and like he was keeping up, and he was a monster. So I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, like 41 years old, like if we signed him, I wouldn't be mad because like his form is still up there at
Well,
41.
See,
what
Marcelo
about the
just
rumor?
retired.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. But what about the rumor that actually might have some legs in Juan Cuadrado coming, maybe joining next season?
That is
What do you think about
interesting.
that?
But
Yes.
I was like, who do we kick out? Because my week stream was what my weakest link to kick out before was Guerra. But after I saw what Guerra did in Mazatlan, I was like, you know what? He still can
Guerra's
add
played
to this
well. He
team.
played well
He's
yesterday
playing
too.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, man, that's gonna be a hard decision.
Well,
if
you
that
said
comes.
Carlos. You said Carlos that you expected him to have a resurgent season. That you expected that he was going to do better than
Yep.
he did
He did.
before. And I think
Yeah.
you might be right. I mean, he played very well against Mazatlan. Obviously, he had the assist. Was it 2 assists? I can't
He had
remember.
2.
But he had a really the really good game against Mazatlan, and then he came in as a sub and played pretty well last night as well. So, and also he's part of the Colombian connection. All the Colombian players currently on the squad have a really good vibe and they get along well and they take the picture together in the dressing room after the win. And obviously, you don't want to break up the good juju with that. So, yeah.
I mean, I think the one player who's struggling right now, especially in the last 2 games, last night and against Mazatlan, is Avion. Like he's
Yeah.
getting torn to shreds, and it's kind of sad to see because I don't think that's his natural position, and I don't think he should be
Yeah.
playing it.
He's definitely not the right guy to stand up to Idrissi.
Yeah.
No, that's why I was pissed, and I was like, "Why don't they double down on him? If they see Avion struggling, why not get Fonseca to come back and and get on him? Because se le estaba yendo." And I was like, "Why are you letting Idrissi with so much space and so much like progression if you're just not capable to stopping that, or no one's doubling down on him?" I was so pissed, and I was like, "Why don't they like tell Ivan to move down and then move Avion up?" And because I was
Yeah.
like, oh, if they
Well, I
put
think
Guerra in, Guerra might just be really like his instinct to just go up instead of stay back, and he's
I
not
mean,
that great defensively.
I would go nuts, and I don't know, maybe move Barreiro over to right back in that situation. Move
Because he was
Echeverria
like
back to
coming
center
back
back.
and
Yeah,
rescuing
yeah,
him.
yeah. Have Barreiro if in a match like that where you're going up against a speedy, gifted left back or left winger like Idrisi. Like have Barreiro shift over to right back. Have him if you want to do single cover and you want to maintain Ivan higher up so you can take advantage of his offensive capabilities. Like have Barreiro play right back and move Echeverria back to center back, and then put in, I don't know, Tadeo Estrada or something like that. If you want to have a double pivot, or not Cisneros, the kid from Tigres that we got, what's his name?
Oh,
I
Fierro.
can't remember. Yeah, Fierro. Have him or Tadeo pair up with Fonseca in the defensive mid.
You guys want to hear something funny? I was watching the Monterrey game and I saw Fidel score. I was like, Fidel who? Guys,
Yeah.
I was just like that, I totally like disconnected Fidel from Leon for a long time now.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best time out there with Rayados. I mean, that's probably the only highlight he's had
Yeah.
since he got there.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
and
was
he's
like,
competing with some really good players. So I don't know.
yeah.
At least we got paid.
Yeah, that's
At
what
least we got
matters.
paid. Yeah, that's all that matters.
Well, we got paid, and don't think that money that we got for him didn't have an effect on the signings that we made to make the team what it is now.
Yeah, big
True.
time.
Yeah.
Big time.
I'm
And
like
and
in
we
awe.
have like, and honestly, I mean, it's not a hot. I don't know. We've said it on the program many times, but like, it's kind of a hot take. I think Tadeo is a much better player than Fidel. More rounded. He's
I really
smarter,
like
and they're about
Tadeo.
the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really
I
like
mean,
Tadeo.
that trade off was like we won that trade off right there.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, the last game, I really enjoyed Edson Ayon, because I thought he came back hungrier. He came back like more physical, so that was great to see of him. But man, Cadiz is my man. Like he just needs to start. He's just so good. Like he's just ridiculous. I told you, Carlos, Cadiz,
What do you mean you
calma,
told me?
calma.
I never doubted him.
You said, what did you say in the first pod of
What
this
did I say?
season?
I gotta
think
go
you
back
said.
and watch because I don't remember.
Don't you remember, Louis? Carlos something about
Uh,
Cadiz in that first game. Like,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember.
It just came back. I was like, I don't know.
Oh,
No.
you weren't convinced by his goal. You thought he got a
Yeah.
little lucky.
yeah,
And I went back and looked, and officially it is an auto goal. I thought they had given him that goal because it was going in anyway, but no, officially is an auto goal, and he's sitting on only 3 now for the season.
Yeah.
I thought it was 4. But no. The guy who's really tearing it up goal scoring wise, infuriatingly, is our old buddy Victor Davila.
who?
Ah,
We're not speaking of
That's
him. Just like we banned teams in some matches, we need to ban some players to be spoken about again on this podcast. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about
Well, I
him.
mean, I'm not going to argue with you. I was the one who pretended he was dead in the first place.
Oh yeah, you took it to a whole nother level in
Yeah.
the chat.
Yeah, let's not talk about him.
Yeah. Well, if we have to talk about it, we'll talk about when we have our match against America. But
Yeah.
other than that, nah.
We'll save that
I'm
for
like-
when the time comes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fidel, who like Victor Davila, who like no, sold outs. Okay, guys, I think that's it. Any you guys have anything else you wanna say? Anything you've seen you haven't brought up?
No. Are we done? Are we doing predictions?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, predictions.
Oh, okay. I thought like we were.
I mean, I
wrapping
think-
up. I was like, wait a minute.
Well, I mean, I think we hit the stuff today. I think we got everything in there. We really touched on a lot of good stuff today.
Yeah.
But, so Leon, Toluca. Oh, we don't have a prediction time thingy jingle yet, but Louis, you want to go?
Prediction time.
There you go.
That works.
Go ahead.
Okay. You know, I'd be silly to predict anything but a 2-1 again, just because of all the 2-1s that we've had. And maybe if I predict the 2-1, they'll go nuts on that. Admittedly, not amazing defense that Toluca has, or at least that they didn't have last season. I don't. Maybe they got some refuerzos I'm forgetting about, but I think you can score on these guys, especially at home. But I'm going to stick conservative, and I'm going to go with a 2-1 because they've all been 2-1s, and I want to get on the board with getting at least one score prediction right. So 2-1.
2-1. We have Seneloles said. Oh, sorry, wrong one. 3-1. Carlos.
I think this one's going to be close. There's going to be a lot of movements in the starting 11. I think a lot of our bench players are probably going to start just to rest our main guys. I don't expect James to start. I don't expect Echeverria to start. I don't
You don't expect
Fonseca.
James to start?
Not after
He played
playing
90. He played 90.
Yeah, not after playing 90. Maybe he'll come in the second half, but I don't expect him to go from the start, from the jump. Maybe I would say maybe Guardado starts because he came in.
Yeah, I
He
like that.
came in the second half against Pachuca.
He
So
played well. He
yeah,
played well.
I'm gonna go with a low scoring game, just because of that. I'm gonna go 1-0. We're gonna win, and it's gonna go down to the wire again. We're gonna park the bus and win in usual Leon style. Yeah, 1-0. Let's go 1-0.
1-0. So do you
Yeah.
guys think Jimenez will start, or after yesterday Poncho will start
That's a
again?
good question. That's a great question because I think Blanco earned I think he won himself the starting for the rest of the season with that actuación. Like, I mean, he basically saved us from a massacre.
What do you think, Louis?
Oh, it was so funny. The Pachuca fans around me in the stands were getting so mad because he used to play for Pachuca, obviously,
Yeah,
and he was not good for them mostly.
yeah.
Like he wouldn't have had a game like that for them. They were getting so mad. It was hilarious.
Yeah. So who do you think starts? Louis?
I think it'll be Jimenez. I think he's going to stick to his rotación, and I think it'll be Jimenez in goal. Yeah, which I'm fine with. I don't think Jimenez has played poorly.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I don't think he's played poorly, and I think it's good that he's been switching because I think it just kind of pushes every goalie when they have their game to, do their best. I think Poncho should start on Saturday and maybe give Jimenez a next game against San Luis.
We'll see.
That's what I'm thinking, but
We'll see. But there is a Kabbalah, like we're not playing with green yet. I don't know if you guys saw, but we're not playing in white against Toluca.
We are playing with white.
Oh,
Yeah, so we haven't worn the green jerseys yet. So I guess we're trying to avoid those.
Interesting.
Hmm.
See, I did go with the white just because of the crest on that one.
Yep. Yeah.
I think I really like that one, so that's why I went with the white one. I'm gonna go 3-1 win.
Wow.
We're at home. I think it would be good to have a little fiesta de goles, and kind of enjoy another win at home. So I'm going with the 3-1. So
Wow.
we shall see.
all right.
Let's see if you guys can get a scoreboard up there because I'm winning so far. So
You are.
Yeah. Is this only regular season or playoffs too?
We can do whatever we want. We could do like regular season, and then we could do like Liga. It could be a whole different one.
All right.
Cool.
Cool.
So I have 3 wins. You guys have 0. Step it up, guys.
Yeah. And of
Louis, you
course, the
sound
one
so
when I picked
sad.
that, well, and of course, and now that I picked 2-1, they won't get a 2-1 because that's just the way it is.
Yeah. Now it's not going to be 1-0. It's going to be like 3-2.
I was gonna say 3-2, but I was like, I just want at least one goal, not for it to be two. Obviously, scoreless would be better, but
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, sounds good. Well, I think that is all. Louis, you'll be present, of course.
I will be. Yeah.
Cool.
Hopefully, I know I'm going to have to miss the Querétaro match because it conflicts with a concert. But I believe as of right now, that is the only one of the season I'm not going to be able to be there for. So, yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, we'll go ahead and take off. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Join the James Mania. Get your jerseys. Hopefully you won't have the same mistake like on mine. Cross your fingers. But yeah. So if you for any reason you guys want to listen to this back, you can follow us on YouTube. We are also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So yeah,
Yep.
thank you guys so much. And we'll see you guys next time on another podcast of the Lions Den Podcast.